Alright guys, I've been waiting for this SKU for a decent amount of time here. I heard about it a couple months ago and it kind of plays into my 2020 year theme. In 2019 I did a ton of high stims. We talked a lot about this. With my entrance to PricePlow, I had to get nice and used to high stims, exotic stims, whatever was on the market and legal at the time I was getting used to. But now in 2020 I have committed to a lower stim lifestyle, and Caged Muscles Pre-Kaged stimulant free has just hit the market. I'm really excited because honestly I think I might even like this more than the regular version.
Welcome to PricePlow.
Now, people have been asking for a while for stimulant-free type products. It's definitely a trend that we've seen a lot of in the last maybe 6 months. Pre-Kaged from Caged Muscle has been around since I think we first blogged about it in 2015, so it's been one of our top pre-workouts for a lot of that time, and we have even said, though, it is kind of falling back in the rankings because it had the same formula over those 5 years, and there are maybe some changes in science. There's things that we'd like to see added or removed, and they've done a little bit of that here. I'm going to jump in, give you my breakdown on the product, and at the end I'll give you my anecdotal feelings about the product as well. So obviously we start off with everyone's favorite ingredient that I always started these off with, usually the highest dose ingredient in pre-workout, citrulline. Now Kris, Gethin, Brian Rand want to make it very apparent and obvious to you guys that they're using a fermented citrulline here. Kris talks about fermented sources being better for the gut. I personally disagree with him. I like the fermented sources just because I think it's a little more ethical and less gross than like a human hair or a duck feather or something like that. So using a plant-based fermented plant source I think is a little bit cleaner and possibly more ethical. But we've got 6.5 grams here. Now the clinical dose of citrulline starts around 4 grams. There are clinical studies all the way up to like 12, 15 grams. However, there is like a diminishing return after a certain amount. So honestly, with Pre-Kaged, I always get really great pumps, even though it's kind of a simple formula on the pump side of things. So 6.4 grams, while it may sound like a weird number compared to other ones, there's got to be something about that level because for me, I just used this on a light day the other day and I had an insane pump. I really wasn't doing anything different. I really hadn't changed my carb intake, my salt intake, my water intake, anything. Just this pre-workout was the main variable. And I had it was a very different pump from normal. So 6.5 grams is above the clinical dose in my opinion and does a great job for me. So moving into I'm going to put these two matrices together. They've got the muscle fuel matrix and the anabolic activator. I've never understood why these are split up, but I kind of just put them together for you. The first one is BCAAs at a 2-to-1 ratio. It's 3.5 grams, which breaks down to 1.75 grams of leucine, as well as 875 milligrams of isoleucine and valine. The anabolic activator matrix is 3 grams of leucine. So I personally don't understand why they don't just lump them all together, but you're getting a total of 4.75 grams of leucine. Now, of course, all 3 of these branched-chain amino acids are still fermented, just like the citrulline. Kris and Brian are huge on this, and I'm glad they actually call this out for people because this is something that isn't too well known or communicated in the industry, I believe. So I'm glad that people can see on the label that it's a fermented amino acid. This is going to start your recovery process here. This is going to start the muscle protein synthesis, kick it up, and make sure that your workout is effective, you're recovering and growing from it. Personally, I don't know if I would use the 6.5 grams of room for BCAAs in this if I was creating my own pre-workout. I've been pretty honest about that in our last couple breakdowns and reviews of the Pre-Kaged line. However, this is a big thing for them. Kris is big on meal timing as well as intermittent fasting. So I could understand why if they're breaking their fast going into a workout or something like that, an extra dose of leucine is definitely going to be nice and helpful. I never have a problem with getting more leucine into my diet. That's awesome. I think it's very helpful. It's going to help you grow. I just personally, like, if I've got 6.5 grams of room in a pre-workout, it's a lot of powder in here. Is really what I'm trying to get at. So anyway, nothing wrong with it. Happy for some people. If you're using this to break a fast, you're going to like this. So moving into the strength and power matrix here, beta power betaine at 2.5 grams. Now previously this was a lower dose, I think it was just at 2 grams. They have moved this up to 2.5 grams for the stimulant version as well as the non-stim version. This one comes out first, so if you're grabbing this, you're getting an idea of what the new formula is going to be like. So Betaine is an awesome ingredient, helps a lot with water levels, power output, as well as pump. I love it at 2.5 grams. I'm happy they kind of joined us in 2020 with the new studies. And like I was saying before, it's been out since 2015, so there were a couple things that we wanted to see changed about it to bring it up to where we want it. Now, this betaine is going to help out a lot with, if you're an endurance athlete, a strength athlete, a bodybuilder. I think it's going to be really useful for a lot of different kinds of consumers. Moving into the next ingredient, beta-alanine, carnosine. I'm happy they went with the branded carnosine. Carnosine has the most powerful studies on beta-alanine. It's at 1.6 grams here, which I believe if you're taking the pre-intra-post stack with the Pre-Kaged, you're actually getting another 1.6 grams of beta-alanine. So you're getting that full clinical daily dosage of 3.2, and you probably don't have to deal with too much tingles at any point. If you're familiar with beta-alanine, the acute effect, which doesn't have any actual effect on your gains, but the feeling you get when you first take it, you get like an itchy, tingly face. Your face might also get red like mine is with these lights on me right now. But it's just like an acute feeling. It's a side effect of taking the ingredient. What you're looking for using this product though is that beta-alanine over time, as it saturates your blood, I think about 179 grams total is what takes to saturate your blood over daily usage, is going to increase your time to failure on a few different lifts. I personally, a lot of people will come and say, hey, if your set is less than a minute long, that's what was in the study. So they try to say like, beta-alanine isn't really effective if you're not a long set kind of person. But I've seen studies on power output, I've seen studies on strength. I do believe that even if your sets are less than a minute long, this is going to be effective and helpful for you. So I've used it for a very long time, and I definitely think that I'm reaping the benefits. I'm happy they threw this in here. Beta-alanine is one of the most studied ingredients in the market. I don't think there's any reason to knock it. So moving forward into the patented Creatine hydrochloride, 1.5 grams. Kris has stated many times that creatine monohydrate, the regular one, not the Creaclear that he also uses, the normal creatine monohydrate that you see on the market, destroyed his stomach. He couldn't find any of it that worked until he got to that super micronized version that he puts in his other product. And creatine hydrochloride always was helpful for him. Now, creatine monohydrate can hurt people digestive wise. There are some people that have problems with it. I've never had problems with it, but I have a few close friends that when they take it, they cannot handle it. Like, it's just not good. So creatine hydrochloride is a little more expensive. It is a little more stable, and it's usually dosed out lower. I personally, I think that if you can handle creatine monohydrate, you should probably be dosing it out at another time if you're taking this product. Creatine hydrochloride at 1.5 grams is not really the highest dose. I like to see 3 to 5 grams total. But it is more stable. More of it is going to actually get through your gut and delivered into the system. So there is that. I'm not to say I'm not a fan of creatine hydrochloride. I think it's just a little bit more situational. If you're a person that can't handle creatine monohydrate, this is going to be a good product for you. If you can handle creatine monohydrate, I wouldn't shortchange yourself by just taking the 1.5 grams here. So this is just a good base, especially if you have an issue digesting it. Moving into the Hydrate and Defend matrix here, we've got coconut water powder. Coconut water is going to help with hydration. It's got a lot of different micronutrients in it. Coconut as a whole, I mean, we've seen the coconut water craze. Very helpful for a lot of people, and I think it also flavors things really nicely as well. So that's going to help with hydration there, as the Hydrate and Defend name would imply. Now, they were the first people to use this next ingredient, this Spectra Total ORAC blend. I remember when it first came out, we were all like, okay, Kris, we get it. You're a biohacker, but Futureceuticals has stuck around with this, and I think it's a pretty awesome blend. This is going to help fight free radicals in your body. It's going to help be anti-inflammatory. It's going to help with just overall body health. Look at all of the ingredients in this blend. If we can get this to focus. Yeah. Well, you can't see. Look at all those ingredients. If you are a fan of Kris's, if you follow the way that he thinks, he's not just working out for performance, he's working out for total health. And some of this stuff is a little more geared towards health than just performance. So that's one of them. Now, the last matrix in here, Neuromatrix, taurine is 2 grams. I am a huge fan of taurine. If you watch any of our pre-workout videos, you probably know this. At 1 gram, here's my spiel. At 1 gram, the endurance and athletic benefits just skyrocket. There's a huge meta-analysis showing that at 1 gram, when you start off with 1 gram, tons of different benefits. Now, if you increase above that, at 2 grams here, you're gonna see awesome hydration. You're gonna see just the athletic benefits are just tons there. So good job putting 2 grams in here. Happy with that. It's been 2 grams, not like they changed anything in here, but big fan of taurine. always gives me a good workout, always gives me a good pump, always gives me a good hydration. So happy with that. It also has some neurological benefits, as would be implied by the neuromatrix. Overall, taurine it should just be in every pre-workout. It should just be in every pre-workout. They follow that up with Acetal L-tyrosine at 1 gram. I'm not a huge fan of Acetal L-tyrosine. The original reason for it was that they thought it would be better for absorption and crossing the blood-brain barrier than regular tyrosine. Studies after that kind of disproved that, but there's still a big debate between which one is better. What these guys did is they just put a gram of Acetal L-tyrosine, which is the debated one, and they put more of that, and then they put 850 milligrams of L-tyrosine. So you actually end up with like almost 2 grams of versions of tyrosine. I personally love over a gram of just pure tyrosine, so when I take both these together, it's hard to discern with all the different ingredients in there, but I do have a good focus with this product, even though it's stimulant free. So happy to see both of those in there. I mean, I'd personally rather see 2 grams of just pure L-tyrosine, but it is what it is. I like the effect that this gives to me, and I think as a consumer sometimes we got to remember that these guys are putting together a blend for us to try and enjoy, and they might have a specific reason for that. I might not even be privy to that knowledge. So one thing to note is they did remove the quercetin from this ingredient profile. Quercetin is a powerful ingredient in terms of anti-inflammatory, and I know Kris is really big on lowering inflammation in the body, but I got to support this change because when I'm going into my workout, I'm going to be creating inflammation, I'm going to be creating trauma for my body, and I want my body to recognize that and start to fix that. So inflammation can be important, and I'm not a big fan of introducing too many anti-inflammatory things around the workout. I want my body to take that natural course and address what I'm doing to my body so that I can grow, recover, and get back in the gym quicker. Overall, my anecdotal response to this product was actually that I liked the pump in this product better than the old version with the stimulant. I liked my experience overall better as well. Some people will come at me and say that I'm wrong about high stim and that it lowers pump and that's why I'm getting a better pump with stimulant free. But with the change in betaine and the lowering of the quercetin, I don't think that we can really definitively say that. I like Pre-Kaged a lot without the stimulants. I liked it with the stimulants too. But I took this for a quad day the other day, and like my veins were popping out, my legs were so full I could barely contract them at the end of the workout. Big fan of this. Big fan of Kris Gethin, so happy to see that these guys are putting together. They've got a few different SKUs launching this month, but I felt like this was the big one I really wanted to talk about this month. So anyway, guys, PricePlow coupon code saves you money on Kaged Muscle. You can go to a few different retailers as well that we are obviously affiliated with. Just like these guys, we do have a business affiliate relationship. This was sent to me for free. But coupon code PricePlow will save you at most of those locations. If you have any questions, you can always comment below, but we also have PricePlow.com/KagedMuscle for all your news, reviews, and interviews on the brand. So guys, thank you so much if you make it to the end of this video. I appreciate you watching my videos, and have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.